Good morning, girls. Hope everyone is safe at home. Welcome to our software engineering revision class. In this revision class, let us discuss about user interface design. So it is the second part of unit 3. Okay. So before we start with user interface design, first let us see an introduction to user interface. That means what do you mean by an user interface and what is the advantage or what is the importance given to the user interface. So coming to the meaning of user interface. So an user interface is nothing but it acts like a mediator between the software product and the user who uses that software product. That means it is providing a communication medium between the software product and the user. So can you think any software product without any user interface? No. After all, any software product is not providing any user interface. That means the user will not be able to communicate with the software product. If the user is not able to communicate, then how can he have the services of that software product? Obviously no, right? So that's the importance of you having the good user interface. But in the olden days, no software product had any user interface. Why? Because in the olden days all the computers were the bad systems and there are no interactions with users were supported. Okay, but now the things are very different. Almost every software product is highly interactive, and the user interface part of the software product is responsible for all interactions with the end user. That means a user, that is end user, can get communicate with the software product only by this user interface. Whatever the kind of interaction is doing with the software product, all the interactions can be allowed only by making use of this user interface. Users interact with the software product through its user interface, and this user interface portion of any software is directly relevant to the users. That means many users will judge the software from its user interface itself. Suppose if the user interface is good enough, if it is easy, if at all the look and feel of that user interface is good, then what obviously the customer will think, okay, this software product is good, this is providing the services what I had needed. Okay, so he will think in a positive manner, and the same feedback he provides to us. That means based on that interface, based on the user interface itself, the many of the customers will judge whether the software product is satisfying his requirements or not. If the software product has met all the requirements of the customer, but if the user finds difficult in using that particular software product, why? Because the user interface is not good, then obviously he feel that some of his requirements are not provided in that software product, and he provides the same feedback to the developing company. Okay, so that's what the importance of user interface. Aesthetic apart, an interface that is difficult to use leads to higher levels of user errors and user dissatisfaction. Aesthetics, in the sense, the look and feel of that interface. Okay, if even though we had not bothered about the look and feel of the interface, if at all that interface is difficult to use, then obviously it leads to the high level of user errors, and obviously the user will be dissatisfied with the software product. The users become particularly irritated when a system behaves in unexpected ways, like issued commands do not carry out actions according to the intuitive expectations of the users. A significant portion of the total development effort is spent in developing the user interface. That means 50% of the total development effort is spent on developing a good user interface. If this user interface is not developed systematically, then it requires a lot of effort to develop the interface. Okay, and finally it may also lead to the customer dissatisfaction. So whenever you are designing any user interface, you should follow some systematic approach. Okay, it is also important to carefully study user interface design concepts and understand various systematic techniques available for the development of user interface. So in order to have a in order to follow a systematical technique for constructing or for designing a good user interface, first you should know what are the various design user interface design concepts, and you should also understand what are the various systematic techniques available for development of user interface. Unless you know what a good user interface is, we really can't develop the good one. Okay, so that means first we need to understand the what are the user interface design concepts, and we need to understand what are the systematic techniques that are available for designing the user interfaces, and at the same time you should know what a good user interface is. So in order to say that a particular user interface is good, then it should have certain characteristics. So let us see what are the characteristics that make a user interface as a good user interface. So these are the characteristics of a good user interface. So they are the speed of learning, speed of use, speed of recall, error prevention, aesthetic and attractive, consistency, feedback, support of multiple skill levels, error recovery, and user guidance and online help. So now let us briefly discuss about the characteristics of good user interface. The first one is speed of learning. So always a good user interface should be simple to learn. It should not require its users to memorize the commands. So that means it should not provide any difficulty while using any user interface. It should be very simple. It should be easily understandable by the any kind of user. Okay, but because our software product will be used by novice users, novice in the sense new users. Okay, they should feel easier to use that particular software. So when they feel easy to use a software, whenever the user interface is easier to learn. Okay, the user should not be asked to remember information from one screen to the another while performing various tasks using the interface. So whenever you are using certain services of the software product, sometimes you may require to navigate from one page to the another page. So it should not allow the user to recollect the previous screen information. Then obviously the user may sometimes the user may not remember all that kind of information, so he may be dissatisfied, he may be irritated with that kind of behavior of the user interface. Okay, and three issues are important to enhance the speed of learning. That is, to improve the speed of learning, we need to concentrate on three main issues. One is consistency, the second one is use of metaphors and intuitive command names, and the last one is command based interface. So coming to the first one, that is consistency. So this consistency, it is an important factor which affects the speed of learning. So once a user learns about a command, he should be able to use similar commands even in different circumstances for carrying out similar actions. That means if at all, like in order to open a file, if the user is using open command, and whenever he wants to perform a similar operation in some other software, then if he is provided with the same command open, okay, that's what consistency is. So that means this will help him to improve his speed of learning. Why? Because whatever the command already he had learned, with that knowledge he can use the same command in the other software application also. Okay, so that's what a consistency is, and that's what how the consistency will improve the speed of learning. So this makes it easier to learn the interface since the user can extend his knowledge about one part of the interface to the other parts. Okay. Next one is metaphors and command names. The users can learn about an interface faster if it is based on day-to-day life examples or some physical objects or concepts with which the users are familiar with. So that means, like whenever you are providing any command line, for example, let us consider we are doing some online shopping in a Flipkart. Okay, so generally in the Flipkart we'll be having different categories like a men's category, women's category, kids wear, electronics, certain categories will be there. Okay, now so all these category names will be given some relevant name. Okay, so coming to the um, menswear. So in the menswear, you may have again subcategories like casuals, trousers, t-shirts, and so on. Okay, so here all these categories are given the names which are generally used by the people. Okay, so that's what a metaphor is. Okay, so a metaphor is nothing but the object which is used in a real time. So if at all we are using the real time objects as a part of this user interface, then obviously we will remember it much easier when compared to the certain difficult commands. Okay, so the same example, let us consider one more example, the interface of a text editor. So in a text editor we can use concepts similar to writing on paper. So here text editor is nothing but like which will allow us to write some text, some alphanumerical values or something which is used to create some file. Okay, so just like writing on a paper, if at all this text editor will provide with some options such as like cutting lines and paragraphs and pasting it at other places. Okay, so these words are similar to our real life words. Okay, so these can be considered as a metaphors. Okay, also, learning is facilitated by intuitive command names. That is, the command names should be easy to use and understand. So, for example, in order to open a file, you are using a open command. So, obviously, just by seeing that command, we can say, okay, OPEN, this is the command which is used to open the file. Okay, so it is easier for us to understand and to use also. So, the speed of learning characteristic of a user interface can be determined by measuring the training time and practice that the users require before they can effectively use the software. So, just by measuring the training time and the practice of using that user interface, we can determine the speed of learning of any user. Next comes the speed of use. That is the next characteristic of good user interface is speed of use. So the speed of use of a user interface is determined by the time and user effort necessary to initiate and execute different commands. So it's nothing but it is the amount of time taken and the user effort necessary to initiate and execute different commands. The time and user effort necessary to execute different commands should be minimal. So that means the speed of use should be minimal. That means with the higher speed, we need to recollect the commands. Okay. So this characteristic of the interface is sometimes referred to as productivity support of the interface, and this can be achieved through careful design of the interface. So some of the examples of bad interfaces are like if the user is required to type lengthy commands, obviously it takes a time, and if the user is if the user in order to issue any command, if he is if he should move the mouse to widely different areas on the screen, then obviously it also takes a lot of time. Okay, so on such a kind of operations, okay, such a kind of operations will slow down the operating speed of the users. So that means here the speed of use is maximum. Third characteristic is speed of recall. So once users learn how to use an interface, their speed of recall about using the interface should be maximized. The speed of recall is improved if the interface is based on metaphors, symbolic command issue procedures, and intuitive command names. So that's what we had seen in speed of learning. Okay, so here one characteristic is depending on the other characteristic. If the speed of learning is good, if the user is easy to learn the commands and use them, then it will increase the speed of learning. If the speed of learning is improved, then obviously it will have effect on the speed of recall. So next one is error prevention. A good user interface should minimize the scope of committing errors while initiating different commands. That means whenever any user is executing a command or whenever any user is performing some command, it should minimize the committing of errors by the user. Suppose if the user is opening some other file, or if at all he is trying to execute some irrelevant command, then the user interface has to provide certain error message like inappropriate operation or inappropriate command. So certain information has to be provided in order to decrease the committing of errors by the users. Okay, and this error rate can be easily measured by monitoring the errors committed by average users while using the interface. And in order to measure this error rate, we are having a technique called error instrumentation. So in this error instrumentation, what we do means, we instrument user interface code with the monitoring code, which can record the frequency and types of user errors committed by different users. That means along with user interface code, we are adding a monitoring code also, that is error monitoring code also, which will record the frequency and types of user errors committed by different users. Later, it displays the statistics of various kinds of user errors. So based on these statistics, whenever we design a new user interface, then we will be keeping in mind about these statistics, and accordingly we may design our new user interface design. So in that manner we can reduce the errors. And some of the techniques to reduce the error possibilities are, so having consistency of command names, consistency of issue procedures, consistency in behavior of similar commands, simplicity of command issue procedure, etc. All this will lead to the minimizing of error possibilities. And also the interface should prevent the user from entering wrong values. That means it has to generate some error message whenever the user is performing a wrong operation or entering any wrong value. Suppose you are asked to enter a name in a text field. So by mistake you had entered your phone number. That means the phone number means obviously it's a digit. So there the interface has to generate an error message like only alphabets are allowed. Only lowercase and uppercase alphabets are allowed. No digits are allowed. Okay. So obviously in the names there will be no digits. Okay. So such a kind of error messages has to be displayed whenever the user enters the wrong values. Next characteristic is aesthetic and attractive. Aesthetic in the sense the look and feel of that interface. Okay, so a good user interface should be attractive. That means it should be like the design of that user interface should be very good. It should attract the users. Okay, so always this attractive user interfaces catches users attention and fancy. In this respect, graphic based user interface have definite advantage over text based interfaces. That means in order to have a aesthetic and attractive characteristic in a software user interface design, we can go for graphic based user interface. Why? Because using GUI interfaces, we can we can design the user interfaces in such a way that it attracts the users. Okay. Next comes consistency. Consistency of commands is very desirable. Its basic purpose is to allow users to generalize the knowledge about the aspects of interface from one part to the other part. Okay, so there should be consistency in the command names. Okay, so that means whatever the command name that is used in one part of the software product, if the same command is used in the another part for performing the similar operation, that's what consistency is. So because of this consistency, it helps in speed of learning, speed of recall, and also helps in reduction of error rate. See here, These are also the three characteristics of the good user interface design. Okay, all these three characteristics are now depending on the another characteristic, that's nothing but the consistency. Okay, next comes feedback. A good user interface must provide constant feedback to various user actions. For example, if any user request takes more than few seconds to process, the user must be informed that his or her request is still being processed. If possible, the user should be periodically informed about the progress made in processing the command. That means whenever the user has requested for any service, okay, and if at all that to provide that service, if the software product is consuming some time, then the same should be displayed on the monitor. Still your request is in a processing stage, or what is the percentage of processing, okay, even that can also be displayed. Suppose if certain feedback is not provided, such a certain response is not provided on the by the computer, then the new users will feel that something went wrong with the software product. He may even start recovery or shutdown procedure in panic. Okay, so whenever the user is performing any request, and if it is taking a longer time, the same thing has to be displayed on the monitor, that is on the screen. Like the processing is still taking place, it may take some time, certain messages has to be displayed, or else the user will become panic, he may start recovery or shutdown procedures. Next one is support for multiple skill levels. A good user interface should support multiple levels of sophistication in command issue procedures for different categories of users. So here we are discussing about different categories of users. So generally different categories of users, in the sense we'll be having a novice users and we'll be having a experienced users. Okay, so by keeping both of these two categories of users, we should prepare the user interface design. So this is necessary because users with different experience levels using an application prefer different types of applications or interfaces. Experienced users are more concerned about efficiency of command issue procedure, whereas new users may pay prime importance to usability aspects. So that means generally experienced users are interested in command based user interfaces, whereas the new users are interested on GUI interface, GUI, that is graphical user interfaces. Okay, new users are discouraged by cryptic command names, complex command issue procedures. Why? Because they are not new users, in the sense they are not having much experience knowledge, and they may not have computer knowledge. Okay, they may not be aware of the technical terms. Okay, so whenever you had asked him to enter certain command for the first time, he may enter it, but in order to repeat the same operation for the next time, he may forget that command name. Why? Because he is not at all aware of the technical names. Okay, so he will be obviously discouraged whenever he finds any cryptic command names or complex command issue procedures. But experienced people will enjoy this one, that is they would always like to have a cryptic command names and complex command issue procedures. Okay, elaborate command sequences make the command issue procedure slow and therefore put off experienced users. So even though the experienced user is enjoying with these cryptic command names and complex command issue procedures, if these command sequences are more elaborate, that means if the command names are long, then it may take more time to type, it may take even more time to type. Okay, so in that case these experienced users will be disappointed. So as a user becomes more and more familiar with an user interface, he looks for faster command issue procedures such as hotkeys, macros, etc. The next one is error recovery, that is providing some undo facility. So obviously any type of user may commit error. Even an expert can also commit error. So, a good user interface should allow the users to undo the mistakes while using the interface. The users are inconvenienced if they cannot recover from even simple errors. They feel irritated, helpless, and out of control. Next characteristic is user guidance and online help. So, the users might need a guidance or seek online help from the system when they either forgot a command or if they are unaware of some features of the software. So, that means whenever the person is interacting with the software and if at all he had struck with some command, or if at all he is not aware of some features of the software, then obviously he may require some guidance. Okay, so guidance in the sense he may get offline and online help also. Okay, user guidance is provided through two broad categories of methods. One is online help system and the other one is guidance and error messages produced in response to user actions. So this is what offline help is. Okay, now coming to the basic concepts of user interface design. So the first one is online help system. Generic help messages are not very useful. Online help messages should be tailored to the context in which help is invoked. Generic help messages, in the sense the general guidance messages, that is the offline help messages, are not very much useful. Why? Because they will not provide the entire features or the entire operations or relevant information of that user interface design. So obviously, any user interface design should be tailored with online help messages also. A good online help should keep track of what a user is doing while invoking the help system and provide the message in context dependent way. That means whenever the user is trying to have a online help, then that online help, that particular feature has to keep track of what the user is doing currently. Okay, and it has to provide the relevant message to the user. Okay, the help messages should be tailored to user's experience level. It should take advantage of graphics capabilities of the screen, not just be a copy of user manual. Next comes guidance messages. Guidance messages should be carefully designed to prompt the user about the next action he or she might take, the current status of the system, the progress made so far in processing the last command. So, in certain issues, the proper guidance messages has to be displayed. A good guidance system should have different levels of sophistication for different categories of users. Users should have an option to turn off detailed messages. That means whenever the user is requesting for any service, and if that request is taking a longer time, generally obviously the user interface has to display the some guidance message like still your request is being processed and so on. If the reason for that processing is displayed, that is for the late of that process is displayed, that's something like an explanation. Okay, so sometimes the user may interested to read it, and sometimes some of the users may not be much interested to know what would be the reason for long processing. So in that case, it has to allow the user to turn off that detailed message. Okay, so that means that particular option should also be provided in guidance messages. Next one is error messages. So these messages are generally generated whenever any user has committed any error. Okay, for example, whenever the user has entered a wrong value, then it will prompt some error message. Okay, so generally these are generated by a system either when the user commits some error or when some errors encountered by the system during processing due to some exceptional conditions such as out of memory, communication link broken, etc. Okay, so these error messages are not only generated when the user has committed the errors, but these are encountered even when the system during processing as a during processing, like due to some exceptional conditions like out of memory, communication link broken, in that case the system may also commit some errors. Okay, users do not like any kind of errors that are either ambiguous or too general. The error messages should be polite. It should not be associated with noise. It might embrace the users. That means the relevant error message only should be provided. It should not be provided any other irrelevant information. That irrelevant information is nothing but a noise in the error message. And these messages should suggest how a given error can be rectified. That means the error messages not only provide what kind of error has occurred, but it should also help the user in recovering from that error. If appropriate, the user should be given the option of invoking online help system to find out more about the error situation. So this is a kind of improper error message. So actually the user interface has to display like file not found. Like whenever the user is searching for a file, if that file is not available in our system, then simply it has to display file not found. If it has displayed like in this manner, stop file not found, then the user sometimes may feel irritated with that kind of error message. Okay, so this is all about the basic concepts of the user interface design and the characteristics of the user interface design. In the next class, let us discuss briefly about the types of user interface design. Okay, thank you.